Okay, we're at the track covering the sport of kings. Coming up, leading rider at Jamaica's Caymanas Park, Dane Dawkins boosts his championship bid with a Saturday four-timer, including the feature BetMakers Holiday Bonanza Trophy. Veteran rider Shane Ellis, unstoppable in the Charles Hussey OD Trophy, and a Barbadian teenager closes the Woodbine season in pole position for the Sovereign Award as Canada's Apprentice Rider of the Year. Let's start in Jamaica. The BetMakers Holiday Bonanza Trophy number 1, the headline on Saturday's card. 11 starters including 2,000 guineas and St. Leger winner Blue Vinyl with two-time champion jockey Shane Ellis up for trainer Patrick Lynch going a mile. The odds painting a picture that Blue Vinyl is a safe bet, with the exception of number 10 Crimson at 5-2 odds. Only mild support elsewhere for the 9-1 4-horse Positive ID and 6-1 for Curlin's Affair in the 5-box. M&M Stables Blue Vinyl eyeing a first win since his dominant early July St. Leger triumph, the heavy 2-5 choice. To Brand Rickman OD now for the race call.
They're off toward the back Marquesas, Caymanas, and a Positive ID. As up front, we have a packed field. Big Daddy going for it, along with Blue Vinyl. Mirabilis, hidden from view, is on the outside of runners as they come charging up now toward the final 6 furlongs. Mirabilis grabs a slim lead. Big Daddy held tightly in second. Blue Vinyl is tugging down against the rail. Perfect Brew is next, along with Curlin's Affair. The head Cornerstone joins that group. Crimson just in behind them, possibly 5 lengths off the lead. Prince Marshall is next, being urged a bit. Positive ID further back as they leave the 5 Marquesas toward the rear of the field. And last of all, it is a Caymanas. They're on the run toward the half mile. This is the BetMakers Holiday Bonanza Trophy number 1. And they leave the half mile. Curlin's Affair is on the rail, but bursting through the pack. That's the favorite Blue Vinyl now. They'll have to catch him. Blue Vinyl out in front. Big Daddy and Crimson in pursuit. Curlin's Affair and Perfect Brew race next. Positive ID makes ground. 4.5 covers that group. The head Cornerstone needs to do more along with Prince Marshall. The gap back to Marquesas. Caymanas has made some ground, only one behind. That's Mirabilis. As the field turned for home, they're at the top of the lane, a quarter of a mile to run. Blue Vinyl in the center. Here is Positive ID now kicking it on the outside. Curlin's Affair is down against the rail. Perfect Brew is toward the outside with Prince Marshall, but it is Positive ID inside the final furlong who holds the lead. Prince Marshall trying to cut into it. So too Perfect Brew and Curlin's Affair, but it is Positive ID. Ray and Lewis. Here is Prince Marshall charging up, and Prince Marshall just gets the better of Positive ID.
Rapid headway close home there for the 23-1 outsider Prince Marshall under Dane Dawkins, who with this win closes a four-timer that included the Andrew H.B. Aguilar score aboard All for Love. The 29-year-old rider continuing to edge toward his first Jockeys Championship title. Prince Marshall, bred, owned and trained by former top jockey Fitzroy Gillespie, with an upset win by 3/4 of a length over Positive ID, who had looked the winner at the 8th hole. 1 minute 40 and 4/5 of a second the winning time for the 1 mile BetMakers Holiday Bonanza Trophy number 1. With 4 race days left in the year, there's the current jockeys table. Dawkins, who had 6 weekend victories overall, now with 96 wins, 4 in front of reigning champion Anthony Thomas, who had 3 wins over the Saturday-Sunday schedule. Thomas likely will have to crack the 100 mark, as he did last year, if he is to reel in the high-flying Dawkins. Tevin Foster, a distant third on 55 wins. Sunday's card was headlined by the Charles Hussey OD Trophy, run over 5 furlongs straight in honour of the former champion jockey, who was prolific over the straight course, by the way. 8 in this field, including 2,000 guineas third placer Emperor of the Cats under Shane Ellis in the blue and white silks, watched in the combox by Kevin Burnside.
It is Super Duper, Baton Rouge, Golden Wattle, drifting in the middle. That is Emperor of the Cats. Also still there, that's John Crow Jeff, as they come inside the final 2 furlong. And it is Super Duper, maybe just the leader. Here comes Emperor of the Cats. Emperor of the Cat, Super Duper, Baton Rouge is there. John Crow Jeff running a big one on the far side. Also on the premises, that's the Good Witch. This is a blanket finish. Who do you like from here as they come towards the furlong pole? It is Emperor of the Cats still in front. Emperor of the Cats holding on, still on the far side, and coming on, it's John Crow Jeff in the middle, the Good Witch. It's a bang-up finish.
As the 4-5 favourite, Carl Anderson's Emperor of the Cats benefits from Shane Ellis' skillful ride and gets the 5th win of his career by a length over the Good Witch, clocking 59 seconds flat for trainer Carl Anderson, who also bred and owns the 3-year-old gelding, who has never been beaten over the straight course. Another highlight on Sunday's card, a milestone 700th career win for Hall of Fame trainer Richard Azan. His 3-year-old colt here, Whiskey, finishing fast under Dawkins to win the Royal Lancaster Trophy race as a 7-2 bet. Azan qualified as a racehorse trainer back in 1994 and remarkably only a year later would win the Jamaica Derby with Dorval, piloted by jockey Neville Anderson. Among his 700 winners, a record 9 Super Stakes victories. Azan says he feels really good to saddle 700 winners and would love to saddle 700 more.
Now, the 2022 Woodbine horse racing season is now over, and what a campaign it has been for the Barbadian 16-year-old Slade Jones. He arrived in Toronto in May with a will to succeed, and 60 wins later at Woodbine, plus 1 at Fort Erie. He is now in pole position for the Sovereign Award as Canada's Apprentice Rider of the Year.
Son of former top jockey Jono Jones and grandson of the legend Charlie Jones, here getting his last win of the Woodbine season, charging forward here on the outside in the white cap aboard the favourite Canadian Sweetheart, and outfinishes another Barbadian jockey, Kevin Nichols, aboard 6th anniversary to win the claiming 6th race on the 1st of December.
In the centre is 6th anniversary. 6th anniversary and Canadian Sweetheart go at each other, but Canadian Sweetheart in front from 6th anniversary, and drawing off these two, Canadian Sweetheart in front by a neck. 6th anniversary sticking on, but Canadian Sweetheart wins about a long neck.
Jones made his debut in the saddle in June last year in Barbados and had 6 wins at the Garrison Savannah before moving to Woodbine. His wins in Canada include an added money triumph in mid-October with a favourite A Touch of Red in the $100,000 South Ocean Stakes. And check out where Jones finishes on the wins list for jockeys at Woodbine in 2022. His 60 wins landing him 7th, 2 ahead of the Barbados legend Patrick Husbands, who is his godfather, by the way, Japanese Kazushi Kimura, champion for the 2nd year in a row.
Before we go, some other wins of note for Caribbean men in North America. Since our last show, the Jamaican trainer Rowan Crichton with 3 wins at Gulfstream Park. The Guyanese trainer Randy Prasad had 4 wins at New York's Aqueduct via double wins on Thursday and Sunday. We've been at the track, covering top stories and exciting races in the Sport of Kings. Check us out again next week.